Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phixem, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute. It's been a minute. I haven't been back on here in a while because I've been working my butt off. Working a full-time job and trying to keep up with YouTube is not an easy task. But that being said, I have been keeping my ears to the walls and keeping my mind open and listening to some of the things going on around the gaming industry, some of the things that have gotten better, some things have not changed. As a matter of fact, of recently, playing Division 2, been playing Division 2 a lot, love the game, love everything about it. The game is doing really, really well. Really, really well for itself. Now, I will say, as far as Division 2 is concerned, after putting about over 100 hours into this game, I feel like that's standard, just to kind of get your feet wet. 100 hours. I feel as though the game still needs some slight polishing. There's one particular mission, the community mission, that I still have not been able to do yet. And this game has already been out for coming, I would say, maybe about 3 weeks, I would say. 3 weeks? Probably longer. Probably about a month now. I've been looking back at some Destiny stuff. Destiny is pumping out updates. I recently looked at that. They're pumping out some new updates and some new changes. So I'm just like, oh, okay, all right. Destiny's doing its thing. It's staying completely out of the way of this whole Anthem business. And speaking of Anthem, I hate to say that I told you so, but my gosh, and this is more so just for me and the friends that I have, Anthem is a terrible game. Especially with that Kotaku article that released about a week ago, week and some change ago, and I didn't even get around to talk about it. But that Kotaku article by those BioWare employees, and I'm not gonna go into big detail about it, but the Kotaku article about the health of these guys, that women and men who put development into this game, the miscommunication, the Frostbite engine, which oh my gosh, I did not know the Frostbite engine was that bad. The relationship between the different BioWare studios, it was a mess. And the complete lie that we saw as the E3 trailer at E3, which is supposed to be in-game footage, So it's a lot been going on. Matter of fact, I'll put the article in the description so you guys can check that out. I think that's a really good read. And Angry Joe made a video about that. He did him and his team always do a great job. And I thought that was pretty dope. Xbox apparently has an all digital Xbox that will not take physical disc. As the time I grew up, like growing up, we used to have cartridges, for the NES, which was my first ever console. Super Nintendo. Never messed with Sega for some reason. Never had a Sega Saturn, Sega CD, or Dreamcast. Never had that. Went straight from Nintendo. Went from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, Xbox One, then PS4. So that's kind of like the time period of the consoles I got. But yeah, the Xbox coming out with an all digital system that only you can download games. Can't use CDs with it. Kind of makes sense. Microsoft's probably testing the market, from what I heard from different sources like IGN, Inside Gaming, other people that's come out with articles, and it kind of makes sense. We're living in a day and age now where video games are now being more digitally downloaded than purchased. Being purchased as a hard copy. Now, that being said, that does spell bad news for GameStop. Apparently, if you guys didn't know, my company that I actually worked for back in my teenage years is going out of business. And, well, let's not say going out of business. They're going through a rough patch. They're going through a pretty rough patch, and it's really bad. Really bad. They're losing a lot of money because when I used to work for GameStop, it was just about games. Now they sell tablets, accessories. Like, they sold accessories back then, but nearly not to the extent that they do now. Like, it is taken in a whole life of its own. So they're trying to move with the market and move where how game is moving, but sometimes you just kind of get left behind, and that's okay. That's okay. It's sometimes life gets like that. Radio Shack had his moment, and Radio Shack ran out of business. I don't know if you guys have heard of H.H. Gregg, another electronics store, hung around for a while. It's going out of business. Is this the way how things are? The way how things are going, and currently I'm actually I actually saw some stuff about the about EA. Apparently EA is 6 years into their 10-year deal with their license with Star Wars, and they have not put out anything of merit. and man, I would want LucasArts and or LucasArts or Lucasfilms or whatever, whoever owns the George Lucas, to please take those rights away from EA. I understand we got 4 years left, but the best they did was come out with a mobile game that was monetizing to the floor, and we know about Battlefront 2. That's not even a rabbit hole I want to go down right now. Excuse me, but 6 years into a 10-year development cycle. So, and Viscera was trying to come out with an open world game. Remember that? Remember Viscera would come out with an open world game? That got kicked right into the floor, and the studio got disbanded. So they're apparently coming out with another Star Wars game that's under the Unreal Engine. How about that? Not Frostbite. So maybe they're learning. Maybe they won't put in microtransactions. I haven't looked into it. I gotta, check it out some more and see what's going on. But maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we won't. Not sure. But that's all the time I have today. Just wanted to touch bases with you guys and put out another video. I like making content, so I'm like itching to do some stuff. I'm gonna pump out some more content, some more stuff, especially some more cyberpunk stuff, because cyberpunk is coming. Like, it's coming like winter. Well, unless you're on the East Coast, then it's coming like springtime or summer, because we're technically in the spring. Anyway, I'm rambling on. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. To the next episode. Peace.